We're going to take a look at a class roster. I've added some students to this sample class roster, added a few more students from what we had done in the last video, and you'll see that they all have email addresses that are based on their first initial, last name, and then their graduation year. And this is going to be the reason that it's important as a teacher to have a roster of all of your students, especially when you're in a remote learning or distance learning situation. And I'll give you a perfect example. So we're going to create another column here that will have an email link. Say you are in a situation where you needed to email one specific student. If I try to do that right now, you're going to see it's the same formula and there's no link here. So what we're going to do is a very easy way of creating a link for an email. And we're going to be using the function, and I'll write it down here. It's called hyperlink. This is the function name. So I'm going to put this hyperlink. We're going to start it with a equal sign, hyperlink. Now here's some information. So the URL is the first thing inside the parentheses, then a comma, and then the label. That's what will be on the screen for you to click on to go to that hyperlink. Now for an email address, it needs to start with mail to, and then a colon, then we end the quotes. And just like we had done in the last video where we used the ampersand, we're going to put the ampersand symbol in. We're going to go over here to, this of course is the email address that we want to email to. Now I'm going to type a comma, and here's the label. Well, the label, of course, we want it to be this email address. So I'm going to press on that cell, end parentheses, hit return. And you see we have now a link to this student's email. You'll see if I hover over it, it will be able to send an email by clicking to that one specific student. So like we did before, and here this is important, if you were to click in this cell, it would go and try to send the email. So it's important to use the arrow keys. We want to go to this cell, hover over the dot in the corner, drag down all the way down, and then suddenly we have hyperlinks for any student in the class. So this column, we're still going to keep this because maybe we would want to create, perhaps copy these over to another Google Classroom or copy them to a Gmail contact group, a group contact, or an Outlook group contact. But here, if we just want to send an email to any specific student, we'll be able to do that just by clicking, and it'll open in whatever mail program is running on your device. Now, another reason that we want to have a class roster in Sheets is because of the functionality of being able to sort things. Let me make this look a little nicer. I'm going to put this here in the center. Now, one of those things is I'm going to highlight this first column here, go to View, and I'm going to freeze the top row, the first row. Now, if I scroll up or down, you'll notice that the top row label, the header at the top of each row, is still there. So that's a nice feature. Makes it a little bit easier for viewing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this first cell. Like we did in the first video, we're going to press Shift and Control, and then the right arrow, then the down. I'm still pressing Shift and Control, then the down arrow, and it's going to select all of that information. Now we're going to, so it has selected a large range. I'm going to go to Data, and we're going to sort the range. And so one of the first things we're given the option is to say my data has a header row. That means the label's at the top. Yes, it does. And so I want to sort them by the student's last name. And then I want to sort them by their first name. And then I want to sort them by their graduation year. I'm going to press the sort button and it will instantly change. You see all the A's are here, then B's. It is now in alphabetical order, and you'll notice the Brontes are even in alphabetical order based on their first name. And then of course we also have it sorted with the graduation year. Now let's say I did that wrong, and actually I'm not so sure I wanted to have the graduation year. I'm going to go to undo. So it's either Command Z or Control Z, or I could just click the undo button here and it goes back to the way it was originally. And let's resort that, because I'm not sure if I really like how that worked. Yes, my data has a header row. I want to sort by graduation year, add another column, then by the student's last name, then by their first name. And there you have it. It is set and copied, set and sorted this way. Now, there's a dangerous thing that can happen. And actually, let me undo this one more time. There's a dangerous thing that can happen is that sometimes we could say, yes, I want to sort this group of names. So let's say I'm going to sort this group of names here by student's last name. I'm going to go to here, sort this range, column C, A to Z, and look what it's done. Now it has completely messed up that's not George Alcott. That doesn't work at all. And look, all the formulas based on that, they have changed. The email link, everything has changed based on making that mistake. So it's important that when you are, so we're just going to very easily undo. We're going to undo, and we get that back to where we were. It's important that when you are sorting a range, especially use the shift control buttons together, then the right arrow, then the down arrow. Make sure you select everything that you want to sort so that you don't have any whoopsies with incorrectly sorting things that way. That's all for this video. If you would like to see a link to this spreadsheet, it will be in the description below. Please subscribe to the channel. Please give it a thumbs up. And in the comments, let me know what other features you would like to be featured on an upcoming video.